May 9th, 2020 garden walkthrough. Got okra coming up there. I forget the exact variety, but it's one of the red or orange ones from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. These are my radish from the fall planting last winter. Well, okay, fine winter planting. And of course they've all bolted. So I've got lots of radish seeds for this fall. These are the black Spanish radish. They get really big. As you can see there. They're very tasty, but they smell like sauerkraut when you cook them up. So a lot of people don't like the smell, but they taste nice. Let's see, Cherokee tomatoes. Cucumber. Got some beans and radish mixed in with some more cucumber. It's a Hale's Cantaloupe. Hale's Best Jumbo Cantaloupe. I've lost most of them to cutworms or caterpillars. I guess there's some type of a moth caterpillar. So I do a little trick like that to kind of protect them. See. We'll see. These are my Detroit red beets that have bolted to seed. I try to save my own seed every few years from these, and they usually give me plenty of seed to last several years. These are also planted in the winter, and you can see how big they are. Nice. Nice and big beets. Saved the best for seed, right? I pulled one though that was 1 point. Let's see, it was 1 pound, 14 ounces. So yeah, almost 2 pounds. These are Armenian cucumbers. Had to protect them too because they were getting chopped up by cutworms. You can see there's a bean that got chopped by a cutworm. I try to spot them when I can and feed them to the chickens, but another Armenian cucumber, which aren't really cucumbers, they're more of a melon, but they're long and skinny. Pepper garden. Got a mixture here. Cilantro. No, that's the wrong word. Serrano. Serrano peppers. Those are ghost peppers, though I don't have much success with those. It doesn't help that the chickens occasionally will escape and then eat all the leaves off of these, but bell peppers. That's a scorpion pepper, which I don't have a lot of luck for production either. We had a heat wave this year. Started in April. We've been hitting 106 degree temperatures for the past couple weeks, or 104, 106, somewhere in there. This week I think we hit 106, but anyway, over 100 degree temperatures that hit us in April. So a lot of these plants that normally flower didn't get to flower because peppers don't like to flower when it gets too hot. So the serranos are still putting out a little bit of flowers. Usually these are covered in flowers though. Same with my tomatoes, which we passed over there. I only had 2 tomatoes set because all the flowers died off when the heat wave hit. Jeez. Borchansky watermelon. Santa Claus melon. That's a French melon from M.I. Gardner. And those are Thelma Sanders. That's another okra. Big Macs. And I think that one's a cucumber. These are Tatume. They don't look that big right now, but they're going to take over this whole side of the house. They shoot out about 20-foot vines. And you can eat them like a zucchini when they're young, or you can let them mature into a pumpkin later. Those are also from my own true seeds. These are Big Macs here. A lot of these squash don't seem to be minding the temperature too much, but they do droop during the day. These are Gray Hubbards. We go to this side of the yard. This is a Birdie's raised bed garden. We're trying out. We got the idea from Self-Sufficient Me. He's an Australian gardener. He's on YouTube. And it's an Australian raised bed company, but they started selling them in the United States recently. So I didn't intend to have squash planted in here. I had onions there. Now it's a cantaloupe coming up. Hell's Best Jumbo, I think. Had onions. Oh look, one. There's one left. There's one onion left. And another part of another one there. The birds ate all my onions. And then what the birds didn't kill, the heat did. So, how did these squash get here? Well, my compost had some leftover seeds, and they volunteered themselves. So, I was going to pull them out as they got bigger. But since my onions got toasted, I decided to leave these in here. I had a bunch of carrots planted there. Same thing. A whole bunch of birds came down and killed them all. You know who you are. You know. Anyway. So, should get some good squash out of there. And my peas are not doing so hot because it was hot. This year, I didn't get much of a harvest to even eat. So I'm letting them go to seed so I can at least hopefully have some better genetics next year, just in case we get another heat wave. Usually I don't let them go to the seed till towards the end of their life, but that happened early. More beets planted this spring. More Armenian cucumbers in this row. We had a bunch of Japanese radish in there. I don't remember what it's called, so I'm not even going to try and say the name, but they get really big, like maybe a 2 to 2.5 foot span on the leaves, and the root can get as big as a grapefruit. These are cabbage. I don't remember what they're called, but they're a purple cabbage, as you can see. And intermixed is a purple kale. It's coming up there. Whole bunch of volunteer sunflowers. Oh, look, there's a bird enjoying it too. That's what's eating my sunflower leaves. Eat up all my carrots and now you're eating up my sunflowers, huh? I see how it is. Well, enjoy. At least it's making somebody happy, huh? That's the kids' garden. Oh boy. Got a couple futsu squash that are not looking too great. And then somewhere in there, there's some watermelons or who knows what. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We have Hopi black corn using the Three Sisters method, planted alongside several varieties of squash and Borchansky watermelon. And the beans are Old Mother Stollard pole beans, so they should be crawling up those corns pretty soon here. Black Beauty squash, zucchini. Buen Gusto de Horno squash, which is Spanish for good from the oven, or something like that. Another one. That's another Black Beauty zucchini. There's the Old Mother Stollard beans. You can see they're kind of all over through the corn. You plant the corn first, and then you wait a week or two, and then you plant the beans. And then corn should be able to outrun the bean growth, or at least that's the plan. We'll see. Don't know what you are, but you got a lot of flowers and some type of fruit you're sitting. I have no idea, but I didn't plant it. These are Jarrahdale, blue Jarrahdale. You can see that dead one there. The heat is just devastating a lot of my squash. I had a ton in this row. The thing with Jarrahdale is they'll vine out really nicely, so if I can at least keep 2 alive in this row, then that'll be plenty. We have here a cross between a blue Jarrahdale and a blue Hubbard, or gray Hubbard, whatever. And same thing, they're just getting devastated by the heat. Some are making it. So I've got 1, 2, 3 left. Those will also vine out, so if I can at least keep 2 or 3 alive, that'll be plenty. This is the mystery squash from last year, which I had a commenter on one of my YouTube videos. I'm very bad with names, but she was like, my Seminole squash have silver leaves all over the place, and I was like, oh, Seminole squash. So I went and looked it up. There's different cultivars and whatever from them, but that's what these are. These mystery squash are Seminole squash. The pictures match exactly the flowers and the fruit that I get, which is kind of an odd mix sometimes. Most of the time I get a dark green, very, very, very tasty, thick flesh. And other times I'll get just like a regular orange pumpkin out of it, or not regular, but it goes orange. Sometimes tan, so it's interesting. You can see the silver outlines on it. And these things will vine out a good 20 to 25 feet. They'll take over your yard real quick. So I'm expecting them to sprawl out all around here. Last year they were planted over there, which is now one of my other kids' gardens, and it's highly neglected. But that's where they were last year, and they spread out all the way to right about there. And then they spread out all the way to right about there and took over that garden. And this is my daughter's half of a garden, and well, one of my daughters, and that's my son's half, so somewhat neglected. Thelma Sanders. These seem to do really well. These are from my own seed stock. I overplant because I expect die-off from various things like heat waves and squash bugs and whatever else. But like, the heat hasn't bothered these at all. And I've had a squash bug infestation as well, so I've been going through picking those off every day. But these don't seem to mind that too much either. These are a Sweetmeat Squash from my grandpa, who has passed away. And he had given us these seeds in 2006. I think they came from one of his friends that used to garden, or maybe still does. Eric Breyer, I think was his name. But anyway, they're really old seeds. I've always had a hard time growing. I had to hand sprout or manually sprout these things to get them to not rot in the ground, but they should produce a nice tasting squash. We'll see. Don't know what these are, because one of the kids knocked off some of the seeds from the drying shelf. But I know they're a true seed of whatever they are. Probably a Jarrahdale is my guess. Those are Jarrahdale over there. Volunteer sunflower. Heat just devastated that Jarrahdale over the past couple days. Another French melon from M.I. Gardner. This is an Atlantic Giant. It was my last seed left. He's not doing so hot either. This is a butternut, and that's correct. Not butternut, but that is a butternut squash from M.I. Gardner. It's supposed to be really, really rare. So we'll see what we can do with it. Hand pollinate, save the seeds. That's the plan. Well, hope you all enjoyed the garden tour. See you next time.